Hi, welcome everyone to our meditation and mindfulness course for today. My name is Skyla Ramirez, Holistic Lifestyle Specialist. Today, we are going to explore elements of contraction and expansion energy in our practice today. So let's go ahead and maybe get comfortable in any seated or lying down position. And notice if you want to take your hands and turn them down, or palms up. Now, this on its own can really give us a lot of information about what's going on inside of the internal world, the introspective self. Usually, when we turn the palms up, we are in more of an expansive state of consciousness. We're more open. Usually when the palms are down, we're in more of a contracted state of consciousness, which may mean that we need to pull away from different forms of sensory stimuli. We need to maybe just find a little quiet time for ourselves. So as we allow our body to reveal to us where it is through physical expression, shift your awareness to your breath without judgment. Inhaling through the nose or the mouth, bring the breath down into your belly or down as low as possible. When we exhale, let's purse the lips as if you're going to whistle or even blow bubbles. Preferably inhaling through the nose. However, at any time, if you feel that there is some sort of a structural challenge, maybe it's allergies or inflammation in the nose, skip the nose breathing and breathe in through your throat. Whatever you do, just keep breathing. Let's inhale through the nose or the mouth. And now counting back from the number 10, pursing the lips as if you're going to whistle. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's work on that exhale, counting back from the number 10 for the next couple of quiet minutes. So in this practice, you might notice at first that you run out of breath before you're finished counting, before you get to 1 or 0. You may notice that you're finished with the breath. So that's normal. Just simply continue to self-monitor the way that you are expending that energy and maybe focus on just owning that breath just a little longer, letting out less air so that you're able to stretch that exhale out for that full 10 counts. Inhaling in through the nose or mouth, purse the lips. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's try this for just a couple of quiet minutes. Continue to stretch out the exhale. Even now in this practice of stretching out the breath, we are working and adopting a skill that we can take from our meditation practice out into the real world, noticing at what rate are we burning off? Are we running out of energetic resources? Learning that it takes mindfulness to really slow down and notice how we're feeling in each moment so that we continue to adapt. That way, we're able to leave just bits of energy for ourselves to sustain that breath all the way through the exhale. Slowing down the exhale, perhaps teaching us even to slow down in everyday life, not just with the breath, but allowing our life to mirror our practice. As we continue to slow down that exhale, notice the sensations in your chest and in your belly. As you exhale, you empty the body and thus make space for the next breath. As you inhale, keep awareness of that space in the center of your chest, in the center of the belly. Open to receive the breath, open with a spirit or with that characteristic of infinite expansion, making space. And as you exhale, feeling as if there's a sinking, almost a contracted or even claustrophobic, heavy contracted energy inside of you. Notice on the exhale that you're able to contain that heavy, almost claustrophobic, almost an uncomfortable feeling. You have the ability to hold space for this. As you inhale, sense that there's an expansion, there is an openness around that tight or that contracted, almost uncomfortable knot of energy in your body. You have the ability to make space and to expand your awareness around that sensation that may be tight or uncomfortable. This is a practice of Tonglen, a Buddhist practice to help us to learn that in our human nature, we usually resist these discomforts, and it's our resistance that creates more pain and more suffering. When we embrace our expansive nature, our greatness in that expansive nature, we understand that we are big enough, strong enough to feel and to hold this discomfort. Exhaling, tuning into contraction, maybe even pull your ribs in, maybe even tighten the navel or notice a tension in the buttocks or around your shoulders, and know that you are not being hurt. It's just a feeling of contraction. Now inhale, still feeling that sensation of tightness and contraction in the body, and allowing your awareness to expand beyond that contracted sensation, knowing that you are bigger than that. Now, maybe that contracted sensation is something else as we exhale slow. Maybe that contracted sensation is something that you can identify in yourself today. Is there a hurdle, a challenge, a stressor in your life? It could be anything from a grudge, unforgiveness. It could be a problem at work with a parent, with a child. It can be an energy that we perhaps identify with today, but it's not happening today. Maybe someone hurt you in your life. Maybe you know there is a trauma or an incident from the past that still comes up. And when you have that memory, that thought, you are triggered and you feel that heaviness. Exhale. Notice if the heaviness is there or bring it up. And now inhale and expand around that heaviness, expand around that sensation. Again, understanding and feeling that you are bigger than that. You have the ability to step outside of that feeling, to contain it, to hold space for it. Not resisting those things that we believe may create discomfort inside of us, instead facing them, allowing those things to be seen. On the exhale, we may still be exhaling slow, inhaling, expanding. Let's use this practice today to even maybe heal generational traumas or pain. Take a moment, and as you inhale, breathe in the memory of your mother and notice what you feel. Accepting her joys, her pain. Bring in the memory of your father. Notice what you feel with this. These are the two most common stressors that we often bring our suffering or our sadness and our traumas back to in our lives. Not to say they are at any fault whatsoever, but simply to heal ourselves, identifying how we feel when we bring in the spirit or the presence of our own mother and father into our hearts as we inhale. Exhaling with a heaviness once more. Again, inhale big and noticing that we have the ability to expand well beyond the parameters of sensations, of memories, of emotions that may come with holding space for our family of origin. Remind yourself, I am bigger than this. I am bigger than that. Now simply continue to stretch out the exhale, letting go of any count or control of the breath. Just simply trusting that we have the ability to slow down without having to control anything. We have the ability to manage our energetic reserve without a lot of effort. Notice any tension in your hands at this time, and maybe soften your fingers, soften the palms of the hands, soften your elbows and shoulders. The more we soften, the more there is opportunity to let go. And in those instances where we notice we're not ready to let go, remember, you don't have to. You don't have to let go. But maybe you notice how you respond when you hold on. Relax your body. Soften behind the knees, the ankles, and the feet. Again, you do not have to let go. Just notice how the body responds. If you let go, even for a second, what might the body feel like? What might that be like? Take in a big breath, and maybe as an act of just radical acceptance and radical forgiveness, what might it feel like to exist in a moment, in a state of being where you are completely free? What is it to let it all go? Feel that even for a second. Notice what your body does. Does anything change in your posture? If there's anything you know you're holding on to, take a moment, think of that thing you're holding on to, and notice, how is your body responding? Are there any parts of the body tightening, clenching, hurting? It is a logical choice to let go, and it's easier to let go in the mind than it is for the body to let go. The body has its own intelligence, it has its own agenda, it has its own way of processing pain. So just know, in your mind, you may have resolved your pain, your traumas, but maybe the body has not. So just simply soften, soften, soften around any pain, any tension in the body. Inhale, embrace that sensation and that element of expansion with the life force. And remind yourself, I am bigger than this. I am bigger than that. Whatever it is, whatever that thing is. Focus on your inflow and outflow of breath. Take a moment to embrace being. Just feel your existence. When you're ready, go ahead and deepen your breath, and then let it go with a sigh. The body will naturally sigh when it has fully processed or fully resolved a pain, a stressor, or a trauma. Thus, we have this program inside of us. We can sigh mindfully and then give the body opportunity to relieve stress. So which comes first, the chicken or the egg? Do we let go of tension and then we sigh? Or do we sigh and the body says, oh yes, let go of the tension? Either way, take a deep breath in and let it go with a sigh. As this concludes our practice today, I encourage you to remind yourself, as you encourage various stressors during the day, identify the stressor, take in a big inhale, and then exhale slow. And let that feeling of contraction represent whatever it is that's stressing you out. And then as you inhale, feel your body expanding around that stressor, around that situation, that person, whatever it is, and remind yourself that you're bigger than this. I am bigger than this. I am bigger than that. From here, we can close together. Thank you all for joining me today. Namaste, everybody.